But we are back like we never left. I am your host, Jason. We are back in the hot seat. I've got AF, I've got Riaz. We are pushing content for you guys, so please just like and subscribe, support us, eh? In this video, we'll be covering the Community Shield, the upcoming Community Shield. Some might call it the FA Cup replay, and by some, I mean me. Nobody else is saying that, it's just me. Yeah, so we've got our resident Man United fan, AF, after a very topsy-turvy preseason, eh? Yeah, so it's going to be an
Always
interesting one.
is.
But yeah,
Always is.
and then we've got Riaz, who's I think might be a City fan just for this weekend. I don't know where the hate
No
lies,
chance.
if it's United or if it's City, but yeah, we'll be covering the Community Shield preview. So, if I'm going to jump straight into you, I'm going to start with it. Yeah, I just mentioned now that it's been a very topsy-turvy preseason. How would you sum it up, and what are the sort of feelings going into this Community Shield?
Bro, our injuries. What on earth? I mean, this guy Lenny Yoro comes to United, 18 years old. He's played a season and a half of football in League One. Never get he got injured once. He was injured for 2 days. He comes to United and in his very first game, he gets injured and he has to have surgery and
Hmm.
he's out for 3 months. What on earth? Like, I mean, that curse is bad. Whichever Sangoma came around and
Paul
just
Pogba,
like did
Paul
something
Pogba
to
was
Eric Ten Hag.
sacrificing players.
Was that the hyena that he
Yeah,
planted at Old
slaughtering
Trafford? Yeah.
animals. It's either that or
Yo,
it's the Gary O'Driscoll curse.
bro. Nah, like just on the Gary O'Driscoll stuff, like I think we just need to, like, our best signing would have probably been a brand new medical department, in all
Yeah.
honesty. But yeah, we got one of your physios, I think your lead physio as well. So hopefully that's a bit
Mm.
of a silver lining for the rehab
Yeah,
of
we
Euro.
we don't do anything by choice or by chance rather. We got rid of him because he's terrible. And
The
Jesus was
physio.
out.
I heard that the physio was the good one and Gary O'Driscoll was the bad one.
They all cut from the same branches. They need to be cut from the branch, you know. But yeah, go on. Let's not talk
But
about
yeah, all in all, I think the biggest sort of standout on preseason for me has been Amad Diallo.
Mm,
And we did this in our 10 players to watch in the Premier League this season. So you can go ahead and check out that episode. It should pop up sometime about now. Um, and yeah, you can check that out. And I talked him up before he went on that madness. The guy was
mm,
scoring goals for fun. And it just looks like it's gonna be his season. So I don't want to put unnecessary pressure on him. And I don't think that the United fans should put unnecessary pressure on him. But the guy just looks like he's enjoying his football. And with all the rumors that Anthony's going to be shipped out to Saudi or one of those Qatar or Saudi leagues, um, I think Ahmad's going to make that right wing spot his own. So I'm very excited to see how he does this weekend. Um, and yeah, I don't think I think Lisandro Martinez, Bruno Fernandes, all of those players that played towards the latter end of the Euros, they didn't play any preseason games. They
mm,
didn't join up with the squad in USA. So it's going to be interesting to see them as well. First, this is basically going to be their preseason before the
mm,
Premier League starts. So they're going to be quite rusty. But on the other end, from City side as well, they had a good chunk of their squad that didn't join up for their preseason
yeah.
also. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting game to watch in the sense that both teams are definitely not up to scratch. There's going to
Mm.
be a lot of rust on a lot of players. I just hope it's not going to be a mess of a game. I don't hope. I hope that players
What does
don't
that mean?
go in with like crazy tackles and injuring each other for
Don't say
months.
players, bro. Just say, yo, hope Lisandro Martinez doesn't get too many minutes because he'll injure somebody. Butcher.
Yeah, no, like and you know that he'll be targeting anybody and everybody. So yeah, but it's gonna be an exciting game anyway. A glorified pre-season friendly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that silverware at the end, like that's basically like one of those plastic plates we have inside WhatsApp group.
I should probably come eat there by you because I think it's a bit more than a plastic plate. It's a fancy style. It's British.
If you're missing a
But
plate, you know where it is.
Nah, 100%. Yeah, it was very strange because I think PSG backed out of the Lenny Euro deal because they suspected he had some injury thing, right? And that I think it's very far fetched. I think they just feel vindicated for not getting into that bidding war with United and actually
Yeah.
seeing that he got injured immediately. It was always going to be a step up. I didn't think it was going to happen that soon, but I think the curse of playing your preseason in America strikes again. I think a lot of teams last season struggled with that, and not as quickly as obviously Lenny Euro, but as soon as the teams come back and they start playing on the normal pitches again, ACLs, MCLs, knee injuries, ankle injuries, those stuff were very prevalent. So hard one for the kid. I know you were hyping him up when the signing came in, and he was supposed to be quite.
I'm still hyping him up there. I'm still hyping him up.
Let's come back to this in 3 months' time when he gets fitness again. So yeah, it's just very unfortunate, and I think Rasmus also went out. He was off with a hamstring injury, if I'm not mistaken, in that
So
Arsenal game.
he's I
Rashford
think
limped
4
off.
weeks.
Yeah, Rashford also limped off.
I don't mind that though.
Yeah, maybe he's gonna come back. Maybe he should also go to West Ham, like a Lingard move. Just cook there, you know. Just cook there. Now, that's actually disrespecting Marcus Rashford. I think
Yeah, come on.
a shining light for you guys a few seasons back. But yeah, Riaz, I'm just gonna jump to you, just from a not so much from a City perspective, but they started their preseason with a whole lot of kids, right? And they're spawning off these kids like it's nobody's business. So they sell Alvarez yesterday, 95 million, gone. World Cup winner, Copa winner, and they're just gonna start giving Oscar Bob minutes. And I'm not sure if you've watched any of the games. What do you think for their season? With their preseason looking like losing to Celtic, losing to AC, drawing against Barca, and then beating Chelsea, which isn't really much to go by. What are your expectations for them, knowing that they haven't signed many players?
Yeah, well, but they don't really need players, do they? They where's the chink in the armor, really? If you think about it, they're the squad obviously with the biggest depth, the most amount of players in each position. They have at least 2 players for every single position on the field. Now they don't have an extra striker, I guess, but
They
like
do.
you said, they have Oscar, was the striker.
They signed Savinio.
Oh, that's right.
From
Girona.
Cruyff. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
I mean,
just to correct you, I think Chelsea have the most depth. They've got like 50 players. Yeah,
But
three
okay, let me say quality depth.
Quality depth is
quality
what you pay for. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, quality depth. In each position, at least 2 players that can play like a first team player that you won't really miss, basically. And that's kind of afforded them to have a preseason like they do most of the time, where they send out the kids. They have Haaland there up front, and they send out the kids, and they play for fancies. They integrate the kids into the first team to make sure that they know the way to play, so that when the time eventually comes, they can step in like Foden has, like Cole Palmer did, like Oscar Bob is doing, like all those guys are doing before them. These guys are now basically having their time to shine in pre-season, where they kind of are able to basically shift their focus into how to play for the first team. And the Community Shield is usually the time where we see more of an integration of both. So we will see kids like Bob will probably play. Some of the kids will play still, maybe 1 or 2, but we'll see most of the usual team will be back, and they use that as basically their pre-season game before the start of the season. Where I think last year it was against Liverpool, if I'm not mistaken, and Cole Palmer actually scored in that game. And was it against Arsenal? Oh, that's the previous year. The previous year was the Liverpool game where Cole Palmer scored.
But I mean, Cole Palmer scored last season as well against Arsenal. So maybe
was that but that was the winner, was it? Was that the winner?
No, that was the curler, right? And then like
and
almost
Cole
2
Palmer
months
scored.
later, Pip sold him. Yeah, Pip sold him after that goal.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
very confused about that. But so it's going to be interesting to see how they kind of front up. And obviously they're hurting because of that final. Like you said, it's the FA Cup final light. It's the replay. And they're going to want to put things right off the bat. Pep is not going to come there and be like, we don't care about this. It might seem that way, but internally he's going to be like, look, they beat us last season in this thing. And badly, like the United played a great game and they beat City like well in the FA Cup semi-final. So he's going to want to come out and put things right. And I think that it's going to be. I like watching the game because it's the start of the season basically, and even though it doesn't mean much, I get to see the players on the field, and that's all that matters really. Watching them play, getting a feel for the FPL, getting a feel for how the teams are going to go for the season, how they're going to start. And it's always a good spectacle in my eyes. I really enjoy it. It's going to be an interesting game.
No, for sure.
Sorry, Jason. Just to go back to the Highland stuff, he just got off an amazing hat trick that he scored against Chelsea in the last game of their preseason. And they absolutely dismantled Chelsea in that game. I think the final score was like 4-2 or something. And then Oscar Bob was the other goal scorer in that game as well. And he's actually done quite well for City over preseason. So definitely excited to see how he does, how he plays this season. But Highland, like, he's just going to pick up where he left off. It's just going to be business as usual for him.
What do you mean? He had a dud season last season.
Sorry?
He had a dud season last season.
And didn't he still win the Golden Boot?
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't even want to know what an amazing season he's probably going to knock like a proper record, like 35 goals in a Premier League season.
It will basically be like his first season.
Yeah, like I saw that City played Calvin Phillips as centre back a couple of times this preseason, so that's an interesting thing to note. Maybe Pep finally found a use for him, and that is as a centre back. It's interesting. Like, you never know with Pep Guardiola. He can redevelop somebody so quickly. And if he sees potential in Calvin Phillips to be a centre back, then I mean, like, we're probably going to brace ourselves for something special. But it could also be that he's putting him in the shop window, trying to get a buyer. I'm just like interested to see which teams both managers are going to put out, because Edison also on the way out at City, also probably going to Saudi. So Ortega will probably be the number one goalkeeper this season. And then they'll have Scott Carson as the backup. So in terms of depth, we spoke about, like, there's so many players in each position, but Julian Alvarez gone, like you said, World Cup winner, Copa America winner. Savinho came in, but he's only 20 years old, so he has a lot to prove. And then in the right at the back as well, Edison, amazing world-class goalkeeper. If he goes, Ortega, he's good. He was a very good deputy for Edison when he was injured last season. But if anything happens to Ortega, then you have Scott Carson in the polls. So interesting developments at Man City this season.
But it's also like they and we speak about this every season. They have such a good system going that they can throw in the kids, or they can throw in somebody like Calvin Phillips into centre back, and it all. I think the position suits him a bit more because the movement isn't as much. As the holding, but which is weird because he played in Bielsa's team, but I think his confidence has been so shot and he's lost that edge and that sort of match fitness and sharpness. So centre back was good. I actually watched a bit of that game. And it's just like, it's just pinging passes, left, right, going through the middle, straight to Ireland. And
there's no pressure on him at centre back. That's why.
Yeah. Essentially, he's not going to be their first choice centre back, because when the first choice centre backs come back, it's easy, right?
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
he has a Kanji playing more. But yeah, it could be that way. He's just trying to put him in the shop window. Say, okay, look here, this is both the centre back, but he can also play in the midfield. Give us 60 mil for him, and they'll actually make a profit on him for some reason or for some way. Yeah, AF, we're not going to keep you too long, but what are your feelings in terms of prediction? And then, yeah, is this game a precursor for the season, or is it just another opportunity to get a bit of minutes and to test a few more combinations for Eric Ten Hag?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's going to be an experiment for both managers. Like I said earlier, like both teams are going to have players that's essentially going to have their preseason game on Saturday, and um, I don't really think, or like Riaz mentioned earlier, that Pep's probably going to want to put something right. Like, yes, like he's a serial winner, but I really don't think he's going to care that much this time around because of how many players didn't have a preseason. So I think it's all just going to be about like rotating and
Yeah,
getting as many minutes to as many key players as possible. I don't
yeah,
think Kevin De Bruyne had any minutes in preseason. For Foden, he didn't have any minutes in preseason. John Stones. So yeah, like those are key players. Kyle Walker, Ruben Diaz. Um, it's going to be interesting to see how he rotates them. I don't know what are the rules for Community Shield in terms of subs. Is it like seven
it's like
subs?
yeah, like 7. I think 7 is the
Yes.
set
So
number.
then
Yeah,
it could
I don't know.
be something like the one team starts the game, and then at halftime we going to get like a different like change 7 players, and the seven
Yeah,
players that's going to be changed are probably like the fringe players that played most of
yeah,
preseason,
yeah,
that probably won't play that much in the season ahead. And I think the same would go for Eric Ten Hag. A lot of players came in late. Bruno
yeah,
Fernandes, Josh Xerxes, he didn't play any minutes on preseason either. So he'll probably get about half an hour to 45 minutes as well.
yeah,
So yeah, I really don't think they're going to care much about the scoreline, but City has had a better preseason than United. So I
yeah,
think I'm going for a 2-0 City on Saturday.
yeah. That's fair. Okay, Riaz, do you think City win it and then they just go on and steamroll the league, or is it
Probably.
also yeah, a little bit of a training exercise, isn't it?
Well, we think that we thought that it's going to be a training exercise for the FA Cup final as well, but I guess this is more of a training exercise where it's a pre-season training
Yeah,
exercise where they just come out and play. But for me, I think the most interesting thing to watch this weekend is going to be the way United play, because the past couple of seasons have been up and down the way they played. It's been all over the shop. Yeah, injuries, whatever, but they're just the way they play in general have been up and down. So just the way they play, I'm going to be interested to see how that's going to turn out, especially with the I guess Xerxes and Ahmad and all those types of the way they integrate them into it. So for me, that's going to be a good kind of a good stepping stone to how the rest of the season is going to go. But yeah, City. I mean, I do expect them to kind of just roll them over and carry on for the rest of the season. I'm not going to say that they're going to win the whole league all of a sudden, because I still have faith in Arsenal. I have faith. Okay,
That's
I
for next
do.
Thursday, just by the way.
I'm just gonna I'll leave that there then. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good game to watch. Not really for any reason, just because it's football and it's the two Premier League sides and it's the precursor to the Premier League season. It's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be 3-2. I'm not going to say which way. I just think it's going to be 3-2.
okay,
You're saying
okay.
that
So
the defense is just going to be leaking on both sides.
yeah,
No, I think it's going to be a freer. It's not going to be leaking. I just think it's going to be open. I just think it'll be more open than the previous games,
yeah.
because nobody really
Nah, I
cares.
think I can agree with those. I think there's definitely gonna be goals in it. Watching, I watched a bit of United Liverpool, right, and besides the goals, there was a lot of enterprise coming from that Man United team, and it's not much to go by. It's literally only a preseason, and
Yeah.
given the time with maybe Xerxes playing a bit more, maybe you have Rasmus coming back with something more. I think it could be a better season than what was shown last season. And City, if they play Calvin Phillips, then it's definitely goals. So I'm going to give a straight face saying that. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of goals. I think it's going to be like could be like a 2-1 or 2-2, which is, yeah, I think it's going to be a decent one.
Does it
I'm
go
going to
straight
go.
to penalties, or is it a draw?
No. City
Um,
2-1. If it's 2-2 draw, then I think
go straight
Onana
to
saves.
penalties.
Yeah. I think Onana saves 2 penalties and Heaton kicks his one miss. Yeah. It's just a random turn of events, isn't it? Yeah. I don't think Heaton sees the pitch, to be honest. I think Ortega's handled.
Heaton, but Heaton's United's
Yeah, I was gonna say.
backup. That's Carson.
Scott
Carson is
Carson.
that.
Scott Carson.
Yeah.
Guys, look here. No? Yeah.
It's
I'm
been a
not going to
long
claim
day,
it
so.
all, guys. But I mean, even if Heaton does play, because Heaton played against Betis, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he had that howler for the first goal. So, okay, maybe I'm not actually so far-fetched. Maybe I just mixed it up. But
Yeah,
maybe
I
it's
know.
just,
I thought that's why I didn't comment, because I thought, okay, both Heaton and Onana's on the field at the
Yeah.
same time. Heaton comes on to
Yeah.
take the penalties, and Onana's there to save them. Okay, not a bad idea.
I don't know.
So
Yeah. So,
you were speaking about that United Liverpool game, and when I watched that back, I think like you mentioned that United were playing enterprising football, and I think that was probably our best performance in terms of ball playing of preseason. Like we didn't score any goals, we lost 3-0. But 3 years ago we played Liverpool and we won them 4-0, and that we played absolutely trash and we won them 4-0.
yeah.
So it's something similar, but the reverse. Um, so yeah, I'm just interested to see if that sort of football and patterns of play has longevity for the season. And now with all the new signings coming in and all the other players returning,
Yeah.
if that would basically just uh, create allow Erik Ten Hag to create better patterns of play with players who know his style, like Mazraoui, De Ligt. They played with him already. I think Jason, you mentioned Bayax Chester
Yeah.
United. So yeah, like maybe you never know. You might be onto something there. And yeah, I'm just excited for the season ahead, and I hope things can actually work out. We United fans wanted Erik Ten Hag to stay. We got that, so now the ball's in his court to deliver.
Okay. I'm not sure what that giggle was there from Riaz, but I think it's football's a funny game. You were saying that you played good football, you lost 3-0, and then
Yeah,
you played bad football, you beat them 4-0 a few seasons back. I think it's easier to piece together what you need when you have a system, right?
yeah,
So if Ten Hag looks at it and he says, we're playing this and we now need somebody to come in the midfield position. Liverpool had that. They put the system together and they were leaking goals. They said, we need a goalkeeper and we need a centre back. And they got Van Dijk and they got Allison.
yeah.
And then suddenly everything looked complete. So it's a few acquisitions and maybe a clear system away. But yeah, let's just see. Let's see if you just stick to something. Ange wants to play 6 defenders playing on the halfway line. That's his system. Maybe he needs to sign more Mickey van der Vens.
Yeah,
And then that whole system works.
but that's the thing. That's exactly the thing. That's what United have been lacking. Like they have individual players that are really good, but what they've been lacking in the past season, or what they lacked last season, was a system. They had no system at all whatsoever, except in the last game where they played City and they won, where the system was keep them out and try and score on the counter. Besides that, they had no other system for the whole season. I think that's where, if they can find something that works for them, that you can see that, like I say, the patterns of play that are there, because they're going to have the players. They just need a better CDM, someone to sit in there, and they're sorted.
Yeah, if Martin Zubimendi actually works out, which after today I don't think it will. I think that
where's
dude's
he
going to
going?
Liverpool. I
Liverpool,
think
yeah.
he's ending up going to Liverpool. So I should like just dash my hopes over there, and we need to look for another number 6, another deep lying midfielder. But yeah,
But if
like I
he's
think that's
available,
going to be vital for United this season. Getting somebody to just sit in front of those defenders and control the midfield and just dictate the way we play.
Yeah.
or just keep Licha fit for the whole season as best you can. That's also
He's his own
something.
worst enemy, man.
That's the dream. That's the
That's
dream
the
right there.
Yeah. Nah, but okay. That concludes our FA Cup preview. No, Community Shield. It's not the FA Cup. It's the FA Cup
FA Cup
replay.
replay. There you go.
But
Yeah.
FA Cup light.
Yeah, FA Cup light. Yo, sorry guys. I'm so tongue tied today. You can see that I was out on the sidelines. I haven't been here in this setting for a while.
Well, I've
But yeah,
missed you, and it's been lovely to have you back
no,
personally. I don't
thank
know.
you.
I
Thank
can't
you,
speak
Riaz.
to AF.
I was leaving that space there, but Abe's not saying anything. So I'm like, maybe Ziad. Oh, there we go. Lost a good one. Okay, let me just jump to you then, Riaz. Where can the people find you this weekend? Are you going to be watching the Community Shield?
Yeah, for sure. FA Cup replay. I'll definitely be watching. You can catch me on Twitter at Parker_Riaz, I think, and as well as on Instagram at RiazParker7. You can at me with anything basically sport related. I've been watching the Olympics as well. It's been a lot of fun. The first time I've been actually watching Olympics like out and out. It's been really interesting to find out all these different sports that are actually in the Olympics. So it's been fun. But yeah, come at me with any of the ads that you have, and let's talk some sport.
Perfect. AF.
Yeah, at AF Parker 642 on all socials. Like Riaz, I've also been keeping up with the Olympics quite a bit. Our social media account at Sportycast has also been tweeting Olympic updates like crazy. Shout out to Yad for that. So yeah, like just go share some love for all of those tweets and all of those posts. And also don't forget it, tomorrow night is the football final for the Olympics, the gold medal match, and that's France versus Spain, where Michael Olise has been doing a madness all tournament. Him and Mateta, they've been like running riot for the French team. So
Interestingly
yeah,
enough,
they
that's actually the one sport that I haven't watched in the Olympics so far. I've watched all the other sporting codes. The one thing I haven't watched a single minute of has been football.
yeah, no, Olise has been crazy for France in this Olympics. So yeah, like that final, the gold match is happening tomorrow. Maybe show that some love as well. But yeah, I'm just tweeting out and threading every day results from Olympics and just updates from the Olympics as well.
Perfect. Yeah, and also AF has a keen interest in comics, movies, series. So if that's your flavor, it is lineup. Yeah, he's a man of many interests and many talents. There we go. When you pull out the super strikers, then you get extreme credit in my view. But okay, absolute power is not the worst, is it? Yeah, you can catch me at Jason_Ronnie. I haven't been tweeting as much. I've been watching quite a bit of the Olympics. I'm now an expert judge in the pole vaulting, the rings. I know how to judge the kayaking as well, and that's just one day that I watch. It's extremely interesting. Yeah, but I'm going to try and be a bit more active now as the Premier League season starts and all the other major leagues starts. I'll try and keep abreast with all those things. Yeah, at Sportycast for all the updates. So if you miss anything, be sure to check us the following morning. We've got all the updates going there. We are on Threads, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, and yeah, just a little heads up. So Monday coming up, which is AF, do you have the date for me? It's Monday the 12th, eh?
12th, yeah.
Yeah, Monday the 12th, we'll be doing a live show, 7 p.m. South African time. We're going to be doing a live draft of sorts between the best 11 of Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man United. Surprise, I've picked all of Arsenal's team of last season. I might be swayed.
Understandable.
Yeah. Everybody except Zinchenko, even though he scored tonight against Bayern. So, yeah, please show us some love on that. We'd love some of that interaction. And, yeah, it's been awesome
just
being back. And yeah, AF.
just shout out Ziad for his birthday again. Hope he has
Um,
a very happy birthday.
yeah, I'm not sure what the time is now. It's probably like 2 hours ahead. So Ziad, if it's been a good birthday, then that's all a result of us. If it's been a bad one, I can't really account for that, to be honest.
And
But
it
yeah,
was 2 days ago, but we got you.
nah, fair, fair is fair. Yeah, so happy birthday, Ziad, who keeps all the Olympic updates going. Don't think because it's your birthday that you can't post the stuff tomorrow, please. I want it on
Yeah.
time now. That's just a little message to you. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been real. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. We're getting closer to the 80th episode. We're getting closer to 200 subscribers. Be sure to keep your eyes peeled. We'll be having some giveaways, a little bit of merch. And yeah, just thanks for all the love. Thanks for the shares. And you enable us to put out this content. So keep us going, please. Shot. Guys, I'll catch you with you again. Peace.